Welcome to Slayerfest 98. My name is Zachary, Patton, Garcia.
Hi, I'm Summer Bishil.
Hi, I'm Dana Piccoli.
And I'm Ian Carlos Crawford, and today we are here to talk the Angel Season 2 finale. There's no place like Plrtz Glrb. I don't even know if I said that right.
Do they say it in the episode?
I don't think they do. Did anyone else? I was waiting.
I didn't catch it.
I even labeled this Zencastr link wrong and just put there's no place like home, since just involuntary, because that's what it's, play off of. All right, I need to know, Dana, I know you haven't been on for one of this mini arc yet. Did you know about this arc?
Yes, and how very dare you invite me to do this episode?
So, Summer, in case you don't know, Zach and Dana have never fully been through Angel, so that's why I liked having them on for episodes like this.
Got it. Episode.
So, Dana, I'm going to assume you did not love this arc.
Whew. Yeah. This xenification of Angel. I swear to I shit you not, there is I think basically an episode of Xena just like this, with the head and everything.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I was waiting to hear her war chant.
Yes.
Dana, I have said that in all of these episodes, that the thing that bothers me most is it looks like Xena Hercules budget not updated. It's right? The same exact.
It looks like abandoned Xena Hercules set just reused for an Angel episode.
And to have the cojones to make this the finale. Oh my God.
So I did tell everyone last episode, I read that David Greenwalt had said they wanted to do something different, and that he couldn't remember if it was also Julie Benz and Christian Kane just weren't available, and they needed to get them out of LA because in Buffy season 5 is when the gift is happening, and they needed a reason to get them out. So that way they couldn't help with that.
That's the only reason I forgive these episodes being the finale, because in that way it makes sense, and I need that, right?
Yes.
Either that or their power gets cut off and nobody's able to make a phone call.
Shit, they could have gone to Napa,
But so Dana, I will assume you did not love this episode.
You have assumed correctly.
I just had someone I was talking to on Slayerfest Instagram yesterday. I forget. Sorry if you're listening, and I don't remember whose name it was, but they were like, I love your coverage. I love that you're covering the end of Angel Season 2, but also it's my favorite arc, and you guys have not been nice. And I'm like, we have not been nice about it. Zach, what did you think of this one?
It was fine. I thought the last episode it's definitely my favorite out of the three, that little middle episode there. This one is fine. It's just, I feel like, I don't know, going through this episode, I was very ready for it to wrap up. I'm like, okay, I get it. I get the Plrtz. I get this whole whatever we're doing here. I know Buffy is fighting somewhere right now, and that's making my heart race, and I need us to visit that part. So I was waiting for it, because I didn't remember exactly how they find out. I thought he got a phone call, and then we'll get to it, but seeing her just, I could have thrown myself off the patio.
Yes. Summer, what did you think of it? I think I heard you say this was a fun episode, so I'm glad someone liked it.
It's kind of kooky and fun. I mean, it's not the greatest episode to talk about when you haven't seen it in so long and you're just kind of skimmed it to talk about it again, because there's so many moving parts. Yeah. And it's almost to me, it feels very experimental. And when I say fun, they just tried something different. Yeah. Which is kind of odd for a season finale.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know. It looks like they all had fun doing it. It wasn't my favorite block of the season or the show, really. I like it when they stay more in the world that they're usually in. Yeah. The talking head at the top was camp and fun, and it was good comedy, but it's not my favorite block of Angel for sure.
Yeah, and I think I'm with you on there, Summer. I appreciate that they are trying to do something so different, but yeah, it doesn't fully land for me. And like sometimes like you said, I do like the camp of like Lauren's head and it's talking, but sometimes like the tone is so weird because it's like, oh, that's funny, but then later the like head priest guy is like talking about like, oh, that demon Angel's gonna like talking about basically him like raping Cordelia, and it's like, oh god, like sometimes it's like a little, I don't know, I don't think it feels wacky, and then sometimes it doesn't feel wacky, and I don't know, it didn't fully land for me. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. And like, you know, normally I have 4 pages of notes. I have 2 and a half.
Yeah, mine aren't very long either. It feels like, you know, not to compare it to Buffy, but you always have to compare it to Buffy.
Right.
Buffy's finales always felt grand. Like, I always felt like, wow, she just saved the damn world again.
Yeah.
What is Angel doing here? What are we doing?
Yeah.
I know, it just seems strange, and it seems like really important that they're introducing this new character, Fred. And I feel like it's a fun introduction for a character. Like, I feel like they used this as a tool to introduce her sometimes cleverly, but also like for somebody who becomes such a major part of the show, it is a little bit of an odd introduction for like a new lead on the show. Again, like it's just not my favorite. And like Zach said, like the Buffy finales just always had so much gravitas. I mean, it was like they showed up, like it was always so intense, and I'm missing that in this finale.
Yeah, I think that's accurate. Yeah, because there's like a couple of things that I was like, I don't really know how we got to like the like weird thing that the priest guy has that's like looks like it's from the set of Charmed, that like
the hand thing.
Yeah.
A lot of these things felt like they were from the set of Charmed. Cordelia's outfit felt like it was from the set of Charmed.
Wait, whose outfit?
And Cordelia's.
Oh, yeah.
That's absolutely something Phoebe would have worn.
But like on a regular day.
Yes.
No, it's like a club. That's a club outfit.
It's a P3, the P3 club outfit.
So
I was hoping we were going to get another color for it. She went back to the silver, though.
She did. I like that. I really like the silver. I appreciate that all 4 of us are like, I mean, it's an episode. It's okay.
It's an episode.
It's an episode that should have been like a few episodes back and then lead us up to some sort of finale.
This would have been fine to be like the pre-penultimate episode.
Yes. Yeah. And like you said, Summer, I hadn't thought about that, but it is a kind of a weird intro for Fred because she also doesn't do that much.
Yeah, she becomes such a major player, and it's kind of all over the place. And like, I give it to any show that's having this much fun at any stage in their run, because I mean, these are people coming to work every day, writing it, starring in it. You have to have fun. You have to have breaks from whatever it is that's their reality. And like, I know how much fun these offshoot episodes can be. They're a blast. You get to do things you'd never do. Like your character, like Angel has a buoyancy about him in this. Like it looks like he's having some fun. Like it looks like he's having fun with the camp. And like, that's cool, you know? But for a finale, again, I'm just like, oh, it just doesn't have the weight.
Yeah.
It's so hard, like Zach said, to not constantly be comparing the two, but ultimately they're very separate shows. I mean, Angel structurally is so much of a procedural. And I think that's what's so strange about this. It almost like dips into a more like experimental, like wacky genre show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Opposed to like the structure of Angel typically being just very procedural.
Yeah. And like, I've actually even been thinking, Summer, I mean, like you were on a show that did this, right? Like had a different like fantasy universe.
Yeah. And even sometimes it would feel like, oh, I can have some fun. I don't have to think so much about, the arc of where she's at and da 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 da. And, this feels like a sort of an episode to come and just play, right?
Yeah.
Be a different person, literally, sometimes, especially in fantasy shows. Like, and this feels like one of their, like, their fun offshoot type things. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we open on Lorne with his head cut off, and I feel bad for Cordy when she's like crying and she's like, oh, like now I hate it here. I just want to go home. And he's like, oh, honey, I'm right there with you. I thought like I do like the pairing of the two of them. I have a question for the class.
I wonder if we have the same question. Okay, go ahead.
I wonder if we do, Zach. I'm curious, like, when they cut off his head, did they know that his...
Yes,
like,
this is my exact question. Did they know? Because, like, they can't just give her a head if he's fine. But, like, did they think maybe they did think he was dead because the body was supposed to be chopped up earlier.
Oh, okay, maybe. Yeah. Okay.
This feels like, when you're a kid and you're playing a game and you're just changing the rules as like things go along. Like, no, but if you cut off his head, still alive, but you gotta like destroy the body somewhere.
He's like, well, you didn't kill me because my body got switched by somebody.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is accurate. Yes. Because I was like, so did they deliver it there to be like, yeah, we know it's fine, but I guess you're right, Zach. If Gru like tricked them into thinking they chopped up the body, but yeah, whatever. Either way, I do like the like camp gag of there being this head, and I love that it's like that man is always like sitting underneath of something very clearly. Like they don't show the head by itself. It's like he's on a platter, he's in a basket, he's in a bucket.
I do like the gag that continues throughout the episode of when he does actually speak to people and they scream and really freak out. It's good.
I thought that was cute. Yeah,
she held that scream too. That was a scream.
Yeah, it was a good scream.
And like that's her, right? Because that sounds like Charisma Carpenter screaming.
Yeah, sounds like it.
I love that. So post credits, I do like Lorne being like, okay, get it out of your system while she's screaming. And then he's like, all right, shut up. Like, we need to actually do something. The other like human capture guards, slaves come in.
I just have them labeled as cows throughout my notes.
I know. I feel
they're just the cows.
I felt weird saying cows. They ask her if she's okay. She says screaming helps her think.
Same.
Sometimes, and so when I forget what she says, but she was like, no, don't take the head.
I like the filthy head. I want to defile it more. I will keep it to spit upon.
Spit on it.
I love that he blinks when she spits on him because I feel like it's like on purpose, part of the gag. Like, oh, this person's clearly not dead because the head blinked when she spit on it. Lorne, like, freaks out and is like, well, find someone who knows where my body is because he wants to get put back on. And then we cut to the main priest guy's name's Silas, which I don't even remember hearing his name. I had to look it up while I was taking my notes.
Is it Silas?
Silas, yeah.
Silas.
We cut to him and they're telling him that she seemed distressed and blah, blah, blah. What does I have no idea. Why does he, I know he kills that other guy for betraying him, but I don't know what betrayal he did.
Oh, it's what was it? It basically the weapon. He spilled the beans about the weapon.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, what? I don't remember him helping them. Like I was like, did he help them get out? And I forgot. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. I love that. Me, Zach, and Summer, who've been on for the last 2 episodes, did not know Dana, who only came on for this one.
Sure, this is why we needed Dana for this one. Yes, because I'm looking at my notes, and they might as well be in another language because I don't understand anything that I wrote. I'm like so lost in this episode already. Okay, so this is when they're talking about hunting Angel down, right? Valtor. Yeah. See, they threw too many names out at me. That's where they got me. Okay, so they're going to hunt Angel down because he brings hope to the other cows, and they might be free. Right, okay, gotcha. Right.
And then that guy says, like, what does he say? Like, I'm going to plant my spear in his rump. And he's like, oh, their hearts are where the cows' hearts are. And they're like, oh, disgusting. Sure, I always think that's, like, cute when fantasy shows do that. God, what the hell? Oh, then we go to Gunn and Leslie. No, God. And then this has like a lot of back and forth here too, where it's like,
yeah, they could have like, I think we go from Wesley to like Angel and Fred back to Wesley to Angel and Fred. Like it does a lot of that
chaos. And the guy sounds the head rebel. Why does he sound like Jeff Goldblum? I close my eyes and he is Jeff Goldblum. He sounds so much like him.
And like the Wesson gun stuff is kind of we only needed like one scene, I feel like.
But I will give them that was a lot of fun watching them use their
yes.
the blockades to fight with. Wesley spinning around his head like a hula hoop.
I did appreciate that fight scene, and I liked that like some of it looked by accident, some of it looked on purpose, like the people getting hit. I appreciated that. But yeah, basically these like liberated humans think that Gunn and Wesley are working with the bad guys, I guess. They have them tied up. They're going to execute them, cut off their heads. I also like that Gunn is just annoyed, right? Gunn is just like, yeah, all right. My plan is that you're going to go to hell and I'm going to be fine. Like,
he says, I'm going to live forever in the arms of baby Jesus. That is such a great line. God is fantastic in this episode.
But then the guards from the castle come in. We're trying to condense this. The guards from the castle come, attack. They kill the leader of the liberated humans. Gunn and Wesley have their fight, blah, blah, blah. During this, we're cutting back and forth a lot. The Cordy thread here is that she asks
a cow. Another
right,
cow.
God, I hate that. Yeah, but yes, the cow. She asks the cow to bring her to where they would keep Lauren's body. The cow says she can't do that. It would bring shame, blah, blah, blah. So Cordy switches outfits with her and goes to find Lauren's body with Lauren's head in a bucket, which, like, we could have kept that gag. That gag I did like. I liked...
Yeah. Lauren got a lot of the good stuff in these.
Yes.
Right, but she also just pulls his head out with, like, holds him by the hair.
I like later when she asks if you can use him to fight.
And enter Grooslaug, who we learned cut up a different body.
Yes.
Okay. Because I like Lauren being like, when do I have 5 toes?
It did make me count my own toes for a second. I'm like, does he have more or less than I have?
How many do I have? Is that the right amount? God. So I do like that when she hugs him, that Lauren goes, "Ooh, you must work out," because his head's like against his bicep.
Butt, yeah. No, it's on his ass, isn't it?
Is it? Yeah. Okay, I do like that. Because also, Grooslaug is hot. He those puppy dog eyes.
No,
really work.
No, he doesn't do anything for me whatsoever.
Summer.
I think
I need your opinion.
The cow who got killed was the cute one.
I think he's cute. I think he's supposed to be. Like, I think, yeah, of course. Like, I like to see, like, Cordelia just have, like, some, like, a treat, like, some fun, like, a break.
A treat. I love it.
It's just nice to, like, we were talking about, like, the last episode. It's nice to, like, see her be a queen and have, like, fun with that.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
Like, like, in a way, be, like, a leader in another sense in this other weird backwards world.
Yeah.
Even though it's not real leadership. It's a fun episode. He is cute. We're supposed to think he's cute.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the eyes. I don't know what it is about those eyes, Summer. Though, like, he has, like, real big puppy dog eyes, and then, like, pair that with the arms, and I'm like, ooh, I'm sold.
Yeah, and the reveal was funny. Like, when she thought she had to, like, marry this, like, demon, and then he, like, emerges from behind, and it's like, oh, thank God, you know?
Yeah.
But I just like this whole episode, man. I mean, the ending, like, how'd y'all end up in a convertible when you got back home? like nothing. I thought that I had, like, I couldn't pay attention to this episode or something. I'm sitting here, I'm watching it silently, just trying to, like, so I can contribute something. And I'm still, I got the subtitles on. I don't know what's happening, man. I can't. They're in a bed, Angel's in a bed. He's eating some oatmeal, I think. It's just so random. It's just the most, and I mean it in the, like, most loving way. It's just the most random thing I've ever seen, and I'm wondering if it's because what's delivered, and if you were watching it concurrently at the time, there was so much at stake in the world of Buffy, and, like, maybe they knew everyone was tuning into that. And this was sort of like a B storyline in a way. They were focused on that one because what happens at the end, the reveal at the end of this episode is so friggin' heavy.
Yeah.
Maybe they were just like, let's just, like you said, Dana, like it's like these children that are like, no, these are the roles. No, these are like
right.
the craziest thing I've ever seen. But then like the weightiest, like the heaviest stuff at the end. And it's,
it's jarring.
Yeah.
It's jarring, exactly. Yeah. And I'm like, wait, now we're in reality and it's the worst reality ever. And I thought I did love this outfit with Cordelia. I think this is a different one, right? It's a new bedazzle.
Yes, it is a new one.
This is so bizarre, dude. I'm glad Freddy's out of the potato sack, I think. It could have been like so compelling to find this woman from modern times.
Yes.
Gifted and has been in this archaic, misogynistic, strange world and recover her and bring her back to our world. Like that could have been like really heady and interesting.
Yeah.
And I find it fascinating that they were like, no, we're just going to make it the craziest thing you've ever seen.
Right. At least they found like the great unifier, which is tacos to bring into it.
I know. It's like the tacos. There are tacos everywhere in LA. I love that it's based in LA. I love that it's based in LA. I love LA.
Summer.
We got tacos.
So speaking of that, I guess we'll cut to the Fred and Angel of it all. They're like,
he wakes up whimpering and be doing what Angel does best.
Exactly. Like, what is he doing?
And like that whole thing, I don't mind the silliness of like in this weird, wacky fantasy dimension, he turns into like a green demon. Like, I don't know, fucking sure. But like,
hold on, this man becomes a green demon in this.
Yes, when he vamps out, he becomes this like spiny.
Yeah, his vampire face is different in this one.
What is happening?
His tattoo becomes green too, Summer. His tattoo becomes green.
I wonder what the actors thought when they read the script. Were they just like everybody cares about the Buffy finale right now? Like nobody cared about this, and they just do it together. Or were they like, this is going to be awesome, let's have fun? What? I would have
They looked at their bank accounts and they said, sure.
That's
Summer, I'm texting you a picture of Angel and his green demon makeup.
There's a green demon. You know what's funny is when they tell him how to like kill Angel, like those weird people, and they're like, his heart is where a cow's is. And they're like, disgusting.
Yeah.
What?
Summer, I like that you sound like me watching something high.
That's how I felt. I was like, am I tripping or is this happening? Oh my God, wait. Okay, so this is Angel as a toothy demon.
Yeah, that's what happens in this dimension when he
apparently
vamps out.
Like eats oatmeal and
right.
and basically we're like Fred is definitely started really losing it.
Yes.
I mean, she's writing on the walls. She's saying all sorts of crazy shit. But like, obviously, this has been a hell of a few years for her.
Yeah.
Total PTSD.
Yeah.
I do like her bringing in all of the real world stuff, like talking about the tacos or talking about just different things that because she has questions. This is probably the first time she's ever seeing any sort of opportunity to get back, and they're like connecting dots together. And
right.
He's like, so these words? She's like, yes, but I put them all together. They don't open any portals. He's like, I may know how to open the portal. She's like, really? Do they still have tacos over there? Or I don't want to go back, And it's nice.
He also points out that like, I think you have been opening portals though. Because so all this time she's like thinking that she's a failure. It's just that she's been opening them other places.
So she's been bringing all of the cows in.
Yes.
That's why there's so many cows. She's a villain. Fred is a villain.
Wait, once again, Dana, love that you have not been for the other episode. Summer and Zach and I have. I also did not realize.
Listen, I was watching Angel, the TV series. I wasn't trying to connect that. I didn't think it was that deep, but now this is just mind blowing.
It's getting heavy.
that once you said that, Dana, I was like, oh yeah, that fucking makes sense. Why didn't I think about that?
So all of these humans who just find themselves here is because of freaking Fred.
Yeah, also, it's how the Droken got there.
I'm sorry. I'm just like, these are the days before they could scan an actor and just CGI the green face with the teeth. And this took, okay, they were like, we're going to budget the hour and a half in that makeup trailer.
It probably did take a while, right? That does look like a lot.
3 hours? They probably had to do it practice. They really wanted him to just be a green toothy demon for a minute.
That's why he's scared of turning into it, because he knows it's a trip to the makeup chair.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Oh my God, now he's laying in
bed. Jesus. So Fred what is the oatmeal gag? It's like not oatmeal, but it is
some sort of grain. And then she uses some sort of berries, and she's like, "It sweetens the gruel." and then they're like eating it, and the guards attack them. And Angel, he's afraid to turn into this demon, so he's basically getting his ass kicked.
Buffy would never. Buffy would have turned in a heartbeat. Buffy would have had these people beat. Buffy would have thrown herself into another portal. Yeah. This is just see, Angel is just a boy.
Yeah. Well, so she takes a rock and like hits this head guard guy or whatever, captain, and like knocks him out or whatever, and he's sitting there all tied up. And then he's the one that tells Angel that after she mates with Gru, which Cordelia seems to be down with mating with Gru, that she's going to die, and he spills the beans that Lorne is dead, except that he's not.
Right, except that he's not. But I do like, I don't know, I like that. I liked...
Everybody has a reaction to it, and that's not us.
Yes, that's...
I like seeing people be sad, you know. I want to see you grieve me.
We like a reaction to a character dying. And I appreciate also, like, Lorne is kind of like, at this point, he's the only one that's like not a main character that like you could believe that they would get. Like, it's not that hard to believe, like, oh yeah, this like guy that's kind of a side character.
I'd be so dumb.
Yeah, no, I would be too, but it's not like them saying like, oh, Cordelia's dead. You'd be like, no, there's no way she's dead. Even though later on, I guess that you would be wrong in saying that. But so he protects, what is it? Angel protects her. The guard kind of like you said, Zach, we didn't need a name for that guard. Who cares? He dies in 2 seconds. The guard, what does he tell them? Something about like
that Cordelia's going to mate with the Grooslaug, and that after that, he makes it seem like the Grooslaug is like this big like thug and like just like a monster, and then he's going to violate Cordelia and all this stuff. And so Angel gets all freaked out, and he also finds out that Lorne's dead in this exposition.
And then is it like he tells Fred to stay there, and then when he's like, wait, I need to know how to go, she's like, I can take you.
Like,
I thought that was cute.
Okay.
She's always leading him around.
And the Cordy of it all is she's like talking with Gru. Gru mentions like, I do like when he mentions her intimate touch, and he's like talking about a hug. And you mentioned this, Summer, and I like this too. Not only do I like seeing Cordelia get to be like a in charge queen, but I also like that this man who is very attractive and is like genuinely just being good to her. Like we don't see that often in these shows, right?
Like, she's getting her queen treatment.
Yeah. And like she deserves it, right? Like
she does. Well, you know what? Now that I'm watching this, like with the sound off and just the subtitles, I'm getting some like romance vibes between Freddie.
Yeah, they have great chemistry.
Fred and Angel, yes. I feel like you really like season 4, right, Summer? Is that the season you really like?
I mean, I remember loving it all. I do not remember this block.
Well, because I feel like at the end of season 4, we do a little bit touch upon that, not like in a crazy way. Because remember with the bullet, it's like her and Angel have to fake kiss or something. I don't know. I remember there being like some chemistry there.
Yeah, I remember that. There was a moment where they were like, should we?
Yes.
They should have. They should have.
That would have been cute.
I will say this, though. There's something about Amy Acker as an actor who she is somebody that has really good chemistry and develops really good chemistry with the people she's working with, which is how the whole person of interest thing happened with Root and Shaw. So, like, she really can have chemistry with pretty much anyone you put her on screen with.
Yeah, she's just a great actor.
She does a really good like breathless sort of take where she's close to somebody and she has this almost like breathless, she could put her in any romance movie and she could nail that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree with that. So what is it?
Well, Gru and Cordelia are chatting about mating, and then he tells her, well, once we do that, I will absorb your vision. So like
is
you
this
will have
the
them
cum
anymore.
shuck? Because we've stopped using the word cum shuck. Is this that?
Yes.
Okay.
I already forgot about that, Zach, but you're probably right. Yes.
Yeah. I love her reaction to this though. I love that we get her whole well, they're a burden, but these I've learned to live with them. These are mine. This is a burden that I've decided to take on and I realize I can handle. And I like her really owning her visions now.
Yeah. It's so nice to see like explicitly the change, right? Because Cordy, even like last season, Cordy would have gladly given up the visions, and understandably so, because they do weigh heavy on her. We see her like freak out at the end of season 1 because she has too many. And, we saw later this season that it is starting to affect her like health. And I like, this is the hero that Cordelia has become, right? Where she's like, no, this is really important. This helps Angel save lives. I can't give this up. And yeah, it's really nice to see her.
Did she not have a vision about Buffy?
No.
She didn't have no vision about a season 5 finale?
No.
Wow. What good are those bitches?
I think about that a lot because the only reason I think about that, because like, you do different shows. It's kind of like in Marvel where it's like, you can't have the Avengers come every single time. And I get it, but we did get
that's a pretty big thing though, to not have a vision bestowed upon you by the powers that be.
So far away. Because aren't Cordy's visions usually somewhere within like a radius of where she is?
Well, also making another connection, did Fred just open a portal that Buffy jumped into and Buffy is a cow?
Oh, geez, Louise.
It's all connected. Well,
the thing I was gonna say, Zach, is like you can't have the Avengers come every time. And like with this, maybe it's like, it has to be that they're far away because in season 1 of Angel, Doyle has that vision of fucking pangs where it's like, oh, Buffy's in grave danger, and it's not even that big of a danger to Buffy. So yeah, maybe it is that they're like too far away.
If they can make up their own rules, so can we.
So can we, sure. But yeah, no, I really, really liked seeing Cordelia talk about how important the visions are and how she knows they are. And she's not patting herself on the back. She's just like, no, this is important, right? Like,
and she sounds very confident with that, and that's what I like about it. It's not a question. It's I'm taking on this burden with strength.
Yes, which we love to see. Right? Like it's like we get to see her say the thing we kind of already knew, but like that's her being like, "No, I'm a hero. I have to help save everyone."
She is a hero.
Yeah. I just love that. So then we go back to Gunn and Wesley. They're discussing how to get around the Grooslaug, and
Angel and Fred meet up with them. So
this was trippy too.
Yeah, it's a little awkward.
Yeah, seeing the Fred Wesley like first interaction was. It was. I don't know if I have a specific feeling about it, but it was trippy to watch.
It's funny being like, oh wow, this is like the love triangle. Like when she's standing there with like Wes and Gunn, it's like, oh yeah, that'll be the love triangle moving
That becomes
forward.
a love triangle. I didn't know she had a thing with Gunn.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Even I know that.
I didn't know that. I just know that she's gonna die.
God.
Thanks for the spoiler, Zach.
It's okay.
Oops. So, and this is where I'm like immediately charmed by her when Angel, blah, blah, blah. They realize immediately that's the Fred that Cordelia had the vision about, that they actually were originally looking for. Angel apologizes for going full demon, which like, sure, fine, whatever. And then we get her rambling about like nonsense. And she, like you said, Zach, she does the breathy, like, it feels like she doesn't take a breath between like her ramble.
Mhm.
And I like that they look at Angel and he just says, she's been here a while. And it's like, yeah, that makes sense. Like this poor girl's been sitting in a cave by herself, writing on the walls.
Mm-hmm.
She's excited to see people. That's how I feel when I see people in the suburbs here. So then Landok arrives with Lauren's head in a basket.
Oh, we get the gag. Yeah, that's
Yes. They all look in the basket. His opens his eyes. They all scream. It is cute. Dana, can you tell me why Landok is even there?
Oh, because Gru gave Lauren's body to his family to hide so it didn't get destroyed.
Oh.
And so then Landok has got to be the one to like delete, because they know that they wouldn't attack Landok or anything. Like he's like,
Right.
tertiary part of the group now.
Right. Yeah. He's like kind of their friend.
See, the context is all there, but we're not following.
They're like bummer about Lauren. And Lauren's like, well, fuck you guys. Like, thanks.
Oh, right. Doesn't he say like, that's it? Like,
Well, so this was amazing. This was wonderful. I love Lauren being the exact kind of queer that I would be if I were able to play dead and watch my own funeral, and hoping and waiting to see which people would be crying and, throwing themselves on the floor. And he takes the second to play dead to see their reactions.
I'm like, Zach, you are not crying enough. Cry more.
That's what the first thing your head would say.
You're damn right. Then like Wesley has to give Angel like kind of a talk because they want they want Angel to fight Gru, and he knows that he'll go into his green demon phase. And all of that is kind of like, all right. Like
Stupid.
That's when like, right. Like what you said earlier, Zach, where it's like, all right, come on, keep it moving. Like, we don't need to harp on this. I don't really care. We know he'll be fine.
I'm sure this had deeper meaning and we were supposed to feel it more deeply, but the episode is just so absurd that this whole thing, I'm like, yes, the darkness, Angela. We get it.
We've been following the darkness for 5 seasons now.
God,
It's too
Angela,
much.
the darkness. The Angelus. We've been there. Terrible.
You know who had the darkness? Darla. I don't believe your darkness, Angel. I don't believe it.
Yeah, she had the real darkness.
Mm-hmm.
And so Wes says something to Gunn.
Darla.
Summer's like, wait, I like Darla.
Yeah, so we're missing her.
She's so good. Summer, I'm bummed that I know you couldn't because of the strike, but I'm bummed I couldn't have you on for the Darla episodes because those are so good.
I would have had so much to say. I freaking hated Darla on Buffy. And then they put her on Angel, and I'm like, you're a hero.
Give us her own show. Darla in Paris would be fun.
She needed one, but you know what? This is how I feel with like The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. Like there's certain people on there that I just can't stand when they go on The Bachelor and Bachelorette, and then they go on Bachelor in Paradise, and I'm like, you're such a wonderful person. You're misunderstood and villainized.
They contain multitudes.
Like Brayden on Bachelor in Paradise this season. I was like, what a sweetheart. I can't believe he didn't find love. That's how I feel about Darla.
Welcome to Summer's TED Talk on The Bachelor versus Darla versus Angel and Buffy.
Redemption.
We do love a redemption.
The Gru would totally be a bachelor.
Oh yeah, he would be. He'd be a good bachelor though, because he's so like.
He would be.
He would. But he'd be the type that was like so nice that everybody thought that they were going to marry him, and then
right. But he only picks 3 to do the calm shock with.
Yeah. Everyone would open at the end. They'd be like,
y'all are giving him way too much credit. Gru would have been on I Love New York. That's the extent of what Gru got.
Hey, I loved that show. Anyway,
okay, wait. We have to go back for a second because so Gunn and Wesley aren't really sure if Angel can pull through on this. So they have some serious doubts in it. But I mean, what are they going to do? He's the strongest of them all.
Right. He just is. So like, I don't know, my dudes, it's kind of like your only option, right? Like,
I know. It's just like, get over it, Angel. Go.
Yeah. And like, I don't know. It happened once. It doesn't feel like we need to harp on it. Like, Angel's like, oh, it was so dark. But like Fred, who just met him, knew how to like pull him back and it was fine.
Yes.
So I don't know. Like, then we cut to Cordy and Gru. They're having a moment. This is when the episode finally starts.
Mutilation chamber. Back to the mutilation chamber.
As you do. Gru and Cordy are having a moment, and then enter the guards, and they say that they are what'd you say his name was, Zach? How do I say it? Silas?
What? Silas, yeah.
Silas. Silas says he's growing tired of them not mating. He's going to make them mate, but then Angel approaches with a torch. And I almost like that, God, what the fuck is that, like, famous play? Like, she's kind of telling him what to say, and he's saying it to, like, get Gru to come outside.
Cyrano de Bergerac.
Yes. That's what it reminded me of.
Bad Girls Club, yes. Same thing.
Same thing.
Come outside, bitch. We're not going to jump you.
I love that the torch looks like he raided, what's that place where you go and you get chicken and you watch people fight?
What?
Oh, medieval times.
Medieval times.
Like he stole a balance from medieval times.
There's a few props in here that could have just come straight from the medieval times.
Yeah. Summer, did you just say you love medieval times?
I did. Growing up, I was like, this place is so magical. Are they still open? I want to go.
They are still open, yes.
Oh, I'm going, dude. I'm getting a turkey leg and a goblet or something.
Next time I'm in LA, that's what we'll do.
We'll go to medieval times.
We'll find a medieval times.
Wait, I'm about to look this up. Hold on. I want to go
to like Anaheim.
Yeah, see, Anaheim has all the fun shit.
Yeah, do you remember when we went to the Dallas Fright Fest, and the Uber driver, the only thing he could recommend to us in Dallas was like, everybody goes to the medieval times. that's where all the tourists want to go.
I forgot about that. We should have gone, Zach.
I know. Instead, we saw Nev Campbell.
Well,
made the wrong decision.
There used to be one that was like an hour from here, but I think it closed. Like I remember as a kid going, because I'm sure this will surprise.
Burbank, baby, I think. No, Bueno Park. Bueno Park.
Where's Buena Park?
Yeah, that means nothing to me.
Okay, it's got a 4.6 rating, and it looks awesome.
It looks just like the set for this episode.
It's very close to Anaheim.
Just like Plrtz Glrb.
It is like 5 miles out of Anaheim.
Ooh,
this is so helpful to your listeners today.
Yeah, so you all know where to go to medieval times if you're in LA. No, I feel like a lot of the things in this could look like they're from the medieval times. Like they were like, ooh, is there medieval times? See if we can rent their shit. Yeah, we'll bring it to set. Angel basically says he wants to battle Gru. Gru goes outside.
And Silas tells him lies about what Angel will do to Cordelia. So they're both basically fighting for this woman they love in a way, but with the wrong information.
Yes. Gru kind of like, we see like Wes and Gunn kind of come in with the rebels. They have some fighting. Gru goes outside. I like when he puts his hand in the fire and Angel's like, does he not feel pain?
It's like, don't touch the fire and it freezes. Like he, what did they say about him? He's overcome all things, even fire.
He overcomes all things.
And musicals and all of it, right? So he is ready and he kicks Angel's ass for a little while.
He really does. Because Angel's holding himself back so hard.
You know, as
or
Angel
is
does.
Angel just not as good? Angel's just not that great.
Well, he doesn't want his green demon coming out, Zach.
Oh, the green demon.
Keep it in your pants, Angel, the green demon.
God. We see like Silas has this is when he like kind of like beats up Cordy.
Well, he smacks her, knocks her to the ground, and he's like, "I'm gonna screw all these cows," but she decapitates his ass,
which I thought was very gratifying because he had ripped her up by the neck and like threw her into a shelf, and then he's like speechifying in front of Wes and Gunn, and then she just fucking cuts his head off, and like good. I love that, and then they tell Cordy that Gru is facing Angel, and it's not Angel, it's not some beast like she thought.
It's Angel, and she takes off running. She's like, "No,
yes."
But they had already decided basically to stop fighting by the time she got there. They were like, "This is dumb."
Yeah, Angel got out of his green demon phase and was like, "We're not going to do this." And I do like when she's like, "I love him," and Angel says, "You love me?" And she says, "Not you, dumbass. I love him."
And then Angel doesn't drop it. He's like, "But you love me too, right?" You have love for over here too.
So needy.
As a fellow needy, I relate. I'm like, okay, but tell me you love me too. I like that because I do feel like towards the end here of the season, they've been slowly, but a little bit quicker than before, building Angel and Cordelia's relationship, which will grow more in season 3. And I like us planting this here because we're seeing it from mostly Angel's side. Like, I do think he was like, oh, you love me? And she's like, what? Shut up. Like, I do think he would have been okay with her saying that.
They're building up to it, but there's no cum shuck. I figured out there's no cum shuck. So what there's,
oh my God,
what am I looking forward to? Whichever way you heard it, it was probably the correct way.
Excuse me?
It's probably probably the intended way. Yes.
God. Angel does not let it go, and he says, "You love me too," like as a coworker, right?
Like in a platonic coworker friend way, right?
And then I do think it's a little. They kind of wrap it up, like then we're just like wrapped up, right?
I thought something a little bit more dramatic would happen.
Yeah, Lauren gets reattached. We don't know how he gets reattached, but he gets reattached, and then he's got to say goodbye to his family, and they are just horrible. They are so mean to him, and it's like embarrassing. You know, like you were like at your friend's house and their parent yells at them. That's how I felt watching this scene.
That's accurate though. That is like when you're like, oh no, like you're kind of just like awkward and standing there and don't know what to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and I love that he says that he realizes he's glad he came back to realize he doesn't ever need to come back again.
Yes,
because I guess that would have been in his mind. Like, should I have left in a better way? Should I have stayed? Should I? You know, there was probably questions, and now there's no questions in there at all. He's glad he left. Fuck this world. Fuck hell.
Yeah.
But he delivers the most Hollywood line ever. He's like, I belong in LA because that's where no one really belongs. And it's like, yeah, that's right. We're all a bunch of misfits in LA.
Puts on sunglasses. Gets in the convertible. Travels pools, you know. Yeah.
But I do like, the thing I did like about this is his family is terrible, but I like that the like queer allegory really works for me in this because I do like, it's like they did save his life, but they still don't like that doesn't mean they're nice, right? Like you could do the like lowest bar to help and like still help, but still be an asshole.
Because they can't shit on him if he's dead.
That's true.
They can only shit on him if he's alive. I mean, I don't know what they do there. They could, but it rings very true.
Yeah.
And you know what? Good for them for sticking it through and not having a nice word to say right up until the end.
They were like, no character arcs for us. Fuck off. So yeah, they, you know, and when they're leaving, it doesn't always land for me, but I like Angel being like, all right, we should go. Okay, we should go. And when they're outside, he says, every family's got its problems. And you hear the mom muffled in the distance saying, Numfar, do the dance of shame. And we hear little footsteps. That really got me.
That was good.
And I
you
like it.
Commit to the bit, babe.
Right? And they do. And I appreciate that. Like, the muffled sound is what really gets me. I don't know why, but it's like the little footsteps you kind of hear. Like, that's what made me laugh. But then, God, yeah, this is where my notes kind of trail off into, well, then everything kind of...
Well, Cordelia the Bloody, her reign, threatening bitches with an axe, is now coming to an end, and she bestows this greatness upon Gru, right? I thought I remembered him dying, but I guess he doesn't. I guess he does become like king and frees all the slaves and all of that. Yeah.
Well, Cordelia, yes. So Cordelia makes it so, but then she's like, you know, you actually have to do the work. I'm just saying it.
Yeah. And what is it? One of the one guard says something.
Questions it just a tiny bit and takes it right back.
And it's like, oh, never mind. But I like that. Mm-hmm. They very quickly wrap up the like, oh, we have these books and we can go home.
Yes, they just come walking back. They're like, we have the 3 text volumes.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, fucking sure. But I will say that I don't care about. And Summer, I am curious about you because I know you were also, you know, on a fantasy show. I kind of don't care if like with that plot stuff, I don't know how you feel. If it's just like, oh yeah, we figured it out. We're good. Like, I'm like, great, keep it moving. I don't care about that, the intricacies of that. I don't know how you feel.
I don't know. I mean, I can get hung up on that stuff if I really care about a show. Like, well, why didn't they explain that? What does that mean?
That's fair.
Or are we ever going to see that again? Like, I can be like pretty like hyper focused on some details like that. My mind is still reeling. Okay, I did not know that was his family.
You didn't?
The homecoming? I mean,
Yeah.
this is how hard it was for me to wrap my head around this episode. What? It has a whole new meaning now.
Yeah, the bearded one is his mother, and that's the one that's like real upset with him.
Yeah, I did not know he was going home, and then
they kind of looked like the trolls from Buffy. A little bit, like
Olaf,
some of the same appliances added in here.
I can see that.
Oh, she puts her cape on when she leaves.
I am glad we just like leave though and go back home because she's
like, we're going to LA.
Yeah, it was the same with the first episode in this trilogy. Is like I didn't care too much about details on how we're going to get where. Right, just do it. Just drop us there.
Exactly, like the convertible. Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, but what?
But okay, so something we haven't talked about is the fact that Cordelia throws it to Gunn to explain restoration.
Wait, she does? I don't even think I realized that. Jesus Christ.
I'm on the wrong episode. I am just on the wrong episode because I didn't realize that.
So she explains that it's not going to just be overnight that, you know, the cows being free. She literally says, Gunn, can you take this?
Oh. Oof.
And he explains restoration.
But okay, another thing that now that we know now that Dana educated us as to Fred had been opening all these portals, shouldn't all the like people go home?
Right?
Like, wouldn't they want to like leave that dimension?
They don't care about
go back
those
to like
ones.
Dubuque or whatever.
No,
yeah,
they're still cows.
Like I hate New Jersey, but I'd still rather be in New Jersey than Pylea. But yeah, I do like Summer. That cape she puts on, it is cute, and she's like her like confident walk.
It's like we're going to LA, not Vegas. I need a kiss.
Yeah,
right. And then she gives Gru like a big wet lickery kiss. Like they had that was a kiss.
I wonder if she keeps her tiara. See, that's the kind of plot stuff. I'll get stuck on props like that.
That's shit that I feel like Buffy was pretty good at that. Like, I feel like if this had been an episode of Buffy, we would have seen that tiara sitting in like Buffy's bedroom or something. Like she would have like had it there. But so they do go home, they get back to Caritas, and they go back to the hotel. And who is waiting for them when they get to the hotel, Dana?
Damn it, it's Willow, and it just drains the life force out of you.
Yeah. She's so good.
Her face, just
she doesn't have a single line. All it is her face looking at them, I almost cried.
Yeah, when he says it's Buffy, it almost made me want to go watch the episode, but I was like, I'll be even more upset. I'll really I cannot spiral this week. She's just, Buffy is just the boss of this whole world, and all roads lead to Buffy.
Do you guys think, Summer, I don't know if you know this, if you know how this works or anything, but like, do you think, does she get paid differently because it's like a cameo without a line? Or do you think it was like, this is more impactful if we don't have a line?
I have no idea. I'm just like, I let other people deal with that. And then I just show up and I do my job. And I don't know anything about their stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Fair.
Ian, that makes a lot of sense. Because non-speaking lines get paid less.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, non-speaking performances get paid less.
But she's like, it was franchised at this point. And she was like a series lead on the other one. I'm sure she got like her episodic rate or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, like it probably wasn't like what a non-main character actor would get paid for a non-speaking role.
No. They were probably they were probably filmed on the same lot. They were probably like, let's get her over there to the sound stage. Like,
true.
Drove her on our golf cart.
I crashed the golf cart once.
You did?
Preparing for a movie because I was just 18 and they were like, well, you have to drive a golf cart with a bunch of Playboy models on it. And we have to know that you can do that and like that the Playboy models will be okay. And so I did like golf cart driving lessons and I crashed the freaking But no Playboy models were hurt.
Oh my
good.
gosh. Did you ever have to get your forklift certificate as well?
No, I just had to like train to drive a golf cart, and I thought it was the easiest thing in the world, and I like went flying off the golf cart.
Jesus Christ.
But when the day came and I had to drive the Playboy models, I did it really well.
You nailed it.
Crashed the golf cart, and they're like, "It's okay, go again. Just go again."
Yeah.
We'll bring in the models now.
Safe and happy.
But yeah, no, I think like Allison Hannigan and Sarah Michelle Gellar are so good at like the facial expressions that like
I think Amy is too, though. Like I was getting a
Yes.
lot of that from her in this episode, and I feel like these shows are really good at grabbing people who can just give those really like their subtleties are their greatest strength, and they can do the most with no lines and just a facial expression.
Yeah, and like you said, Zach, even Angel just saying it's like when Cordy's like, "Wait, what?" and he's like,
No,
"It's
I'm getting
Buffy."
chills just thinking
Like, I'm
about
like,
it. Yeah.
It is Buffy. Fuck.
And the thing you're thinking of, Zach, is next season. That's Buffy gets a phone call and the Buffy episode, and Buffy
Angel
calls
gets a call about
Yes.
Mm.
And that's when like
is that when they meet up, but we don't
Right.
see that.
because it wasn't allowed there on different networks.
That's such bullshit, man.
So annoying. That always drove me nuts. And I remember they put out a comic that was like, "This will tell you what happened," and then it was a lie because the comic was everyone sitting at the magic box, like saying what they thought happened. And basically everyone was like, "Oh, they probably had sex. Oh, they probably like went to dinner and then had sex." I'm like,
No,
it was
I
like
mean,
all
and
those
that's I hate that because when
Yes.
Buffy's mom died, he came and sat with her, and I feel like it would have
Yes.
been something like that. I feel like they would have sat together for a while and just kind of
Yes.
maybe said some things to each other, but it would have been just kind of a closeness because he has died before. He can relate to something like that.
Well, and I feel like maybe they would have held hands. Like I don't think they were like going to fuck. Like I think
It was
like
intimacy. She needed some
Yes.
closeness from a dead person.
from a dead person. Yeah, I mean, yeah. All right. Well, I guess we're at the end. I also love that this has been the shortest one of the last few we've done, and this is like the finale.
Baba Birdie.
All right. Favorite outfit, Dana?
Oh, I mean, Cordy walking out with that purple cape. That was a stunner. They spent a good amount of money on the budget on that, and the guy's head blowing up in the beginning. That's where all the money went this episode.
And to the angel green makeup. That's it.
Yes.
That's all the budget went to those three things. Zach, what was your favorite outfit?
Willow's at the end. That wasn't even that didn't even look like season 5 Willow outfit. It looked like they were already it looked like season 6 already, but
yeah, because at the end of season 5, she has like the gel curly hair, right?
Yeah, and because I'm gay, her hair was a little longer.
Yeah,
it wasn't the right hair. But sure. It was. I did like the outfit though. I liked her whole look.
Right. Summer, what was your favorite outfit?
Honestly, Cordelia and the cape.
Yeah. Summer, I was almost gonna say, it's Cordelia in the cape.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe one of the guys, just because it wasn't a freaking strange alternate dimension ensemble, because I was just like so ready to be out of that world.
That's fair.
But the cape.
Yeah, me too. That's Cordy in her like princess queen outfit with the cape looks, and like the confidence when she's walking out. I'm like, oh fuck yeah. Like,
yeah.
I love it. Favorite scene, Zachary?
The last scene, because it was so emotionally impactful, and it was within a minute tops.
Yeah. Dana?
I'm going to say the scene where Cordy tells Gru she doesn't want to lose her visions.
Okay. That's a good choice, Dana. Summer, what would you say is your favorite scene?
I agree with Zach. I like the last scene because it's so impactful. It's so important. Willow's there. It's so rare there's those crossover moments. I'm so sad there weren't more.
I know.
I will forever grieve that. But anyway,
Yes.
Also, it was just so good to be back in the grounded world of the franchise.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, ugh. Yeah, dude, we're back.
I will, to Dana's credit though, I do think that's a really good scene. So I'll say I'm a tie between Willow and then that scene where Cordy's kind of saying what she needs her visions. But yeah, though, I feel like seeing Willow and them being home, it's like, oh, you feel more like, oh, thank God we're back. Like, oh, good. Like, we're not staying in this weird dimension. We're not going to do the Xena thing for the rest of the show. Or
thank God we're back, and then brick to the head.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, good, we're back. Now here's a sad thing to cry about.
Yeah.
All right, what grade do we give this episode, Dana?
C-.
Summer?
Honestly, dude, I gotta give it a D. I'm just like, ooh, I always try and be nice. You know,
you never give a low grade.
The last one I gave a grade I didn't fully believe in. You know, my heart is not in this final episode. It is just not.
You got to be true to yourself.
It's a D. And the only reason it's not an F is because it's still a franchise that I love.
That's fair. That's fair.
If I didn't love it, it would be an F.
Summer, I don't think you've ever been that harsh, and I love it.
I'm so mad at this episode.
Normally, you like try to find the positive in every episode.
I can't.
Finally, Summer and Zach are aligned on their Angel opinions because, Zach, what grade do you give
I'm not
this
going to do a
episode?
D. I think I'll do C-.
Okay.
Just because it did make me laugh. Like all of the Lauren I liked all the Lauren stuff. I think all of the Lauren stuff really, like if you had just cut his scenes up and played them to me as one episode, I'd have liked it a lot more. But I don't know.
Right.
Angel being a green demon was freaking weird. Him being scared to turn into the green demon, even stupider. Buffy's literally saving the world on the other side, trying to save her sister at the same time, having to make really hard decisions. And he's like, "Oh, do I turn into a green demon?" Well, fuck off, Angel. But it was C-. I'm gonna stick with that.
I think I give a flat C, like not just a C, because I kind of agree with what everyone said. It's like you said, Summer, it's like not an F because we do love these characters. We know them. We know that like we will get better things from them. So it's like, sure.
No.
Yeah. But well, thank you all for doing this. Look, we finished.
Okay, wait, Ian, before you.
What?
I just realized this episode is like the equivalent of deciding you need bangs.
You know what? That's exactly what this episode is.
Summer.
Like we all do it. We've all done it, but it doesn't mean it was a good decision.
No, we are not all bang people. I thought I was. I'm not. Next time I'm going to get like a little clip in.
Isn't that's actually what Courtney Cox wore in Scream 3, right? It wasn't, right, Zach? Didn't we learn that it actually, they are clipping bangs?
And they just cut it too short.
Yeah.
And that's it, dude. And that's what I did. It was so ridiculous. And they were cut so far back, like halfway back on my head. Took 2 years for this to get, like, there's
really 2 years?
Well, for it to fully grow out. But there's there's like a year where there's just self-tape after self-tape where I'm just looking all kinds of crazy. All kinds of crazy.
So yeah, next time the clip-ins. We know that the
clip-in. Well,
we're done Angel season 2. We just have the recap left. And then yeah, we're done Angel. I finished it in the year, like I said we would. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for joining me. If you liked Slayerfest 98, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and anywhere else you get your podcasts. You can support us on Patreon. We were going through Batman the Animated Series and Buffy Season 3 for its 25th anniversary. And you get access to all our bonus content. And we've covered Harley Quinn, Firefly. Zach and I did My Nudie Judy, which was a sex talk show. There are all those back episodes for you to listen to. We do watch alarms. We do Zoom calls. Yeah. And if you want to follow us on social media, we are at SlayerFestX98. If you want to follow me, I'm at IanXCarlos. Summer, where can everyone find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Summary Bishil. And don't get bangs.
And Dana, where can everyone find you?
As someone who's growing out their bangs, you can find me on all the places at Dana Piccoli, 2 C's, 1 L.
And Zachary, where can everyone find you?
Not in Pylea. You can find me if you just search AZB. I will pop up. If you search My Bloody Judy, a horror podcast I do with Ian Carlos Crawford here, I'll pop up on that too. Yes.
All right. Well, we will see you all next time. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.